We are here so the stories get told. Don't give up, bright out, be bold. Build the fire bright and strong. Speak your truth and sing your song. You are here so the stories get told. Goddess bless your weary soul. Raise your voice to call the cry. Storytellers never die. To his girl, ancestors stirring, sending messages through our own across the world. And I am listening, I am following, as warriors of the light can only do. We ride rootless on heavy medicine every day until our lives are through. We ride rootless on heavy medicine, disconnected from the ground. We ride rootless in dark places, unafraid that we might fall or die or drown. We are working, we are tireless. We are seekers of the way. We ride rootless on heavy medicine, and we live to fight another day. Yeah, 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 yeah. Time to do the work, though my bones and blood are wild, with lessons learned and secrets shared. Friends and lovers help me put my armor back together, and never let me leave home unprepared. Oh, my comrade sets a fiddle to their shoulder, and I know today there'll be no turning back. We'll ride rootless on heavy medicine, unashamed of what we lack. We ride rootless on heavy medicine, disconnected from the ground. We ride fearless in dark places, hearts in danger but our spirits safe and sound. We are working, we are tireless, ooh, singing songs to stir the sky. We are on a bound to share these visions, walking tall and getting by, walking tall when we don't fly. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Good morning, and thank you. That was gorgeous. And our brand new member, Julia Woodward, is going to join me in lighting the chalice this morning. Yay. And if you'll just join us in saying the words on the screen. Love is the spirit of this community, and service is its prayer, to dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge and truth, and to help one another. Thus do we covenant together. Thank you.
Thanks, y'all. In your order of service and on the screen, you will find words. I would ask you to please say the italicized words. This is our opening reading. We come together to lament with, celebrate with, and care for one another in our community and our world. Because we want to be here with one another. Love is not only at the center, but also the opening that invites us to lament, celebrate, and care. Love invites us to honor our interdependence with all beings in the web of all existence. Love invites us to envision a world where all are free from exploitation and the smallest to the largest are protected and nurtured with care and respect. Love invites us to revel in our uniqueness using pluralism as our guide. Love invites us to recognize all beings as sacred and celebrated. Our differences are appreciated and valued. All are equally sacred, regardless of culture, theology, and experience. Love invites us to counter all forms of oppression with justice. Love invites us to dismantle all forms of racism and systematic oppression. All people are worthy of thriving. Love invites us to participate in our individual and collective transformation. Love invites us to cultivate change so we may grow spiritually and ethically. We know that we are perfectly imperfect and never finished growing. Love invites us to connect by opening our hearts to generosity. Love invites us to willingly and thoughtfully share our time, talent, and treasure. Our generosity connects us in relationships of interdependence and mutuality. Love invites us to create inclusive, equitable communities. Love invites us to know in our hearts that all people are inherently worthy and have the right to flourish with dignity, love, and compassion. Love invites us to come together today to worship. That was by Anastasia Brioche. Good morning. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Fayetteville. My name is Reverend Renee, and I'm so grateful to be your minister and music director. Very happy to be here with all of your smiling faces today. Unitarian Universalism is a tradition open to all people, whether religious or non-religious. We welcome you whoever you are at this moment and wherever you are in your spiritual journey. For those of you joining us online, welcome. If you are new, please check out our website, uufayetteville.org, for more information. Even if you're not new, it's a great website. For those of you visiting us for the first time, you'll find a visitor information card in the seat back in front of you or behind you. And we'd love for you to fill one out so that we can get you on the email list. You may have already done that in the narthex. Fawn lovingly curates an email and sends it out once a week to keep you informed of our events. We do not sell your email addresses, and you will not be spammed. We don't have joys and concerns today, but if you have a joy, sorrow, or milestone that you would like to share with me or the care team, please fill out one of these yellow cards and drop it in the offering basket when it comes around. If you have a need for hearing assistance, our AV tech, David, can help you with that. And children are always welcome in our service, but there is a staff nursery downstairs if you prefer. Today is an Action Sunday. Today is Justice Action Sunday. Brooke Eldredge is going to speak to us about new beginnings, and Juniper Bramley will speak to us about MayDay. After this abbreviated service, it'll be about 20 or 25 minutes, we will invite you to participate in one of these breakout sessions. In the sanctuary, our wonderful accompanist, S.J. Tucker, will give a presentation of her original music on the theme of justice. Suja and I have worked together for a long time. She was raised in Dumas, Arkansas, and she knows what oppression looks like and has been working to end it for as long as I have known her. Her songs about justice are poignant and pointed. In the narthex, Melly will be holding one of their famous fiber arts sessions, and I got to see some of the materials this morning. Plaid-tastic, honey, plaid-tastic. Downstairs in the big classroom with Joanna and Juniper, there will be a discussion about the unhoused epidemic in Northwest Arkansas. Downstairs in the big open room, Gretchen and Janet will be holding a letter writing session. And in the library, because it's that time of year, petition signing, yes! Which means there's nothing saying that you have to only come to Suja's. You can come to Suja's for a while. You can go sign petitions for a while. We move about the cabin on Action Sundays because, well, we're taking action. And in the library, because it's that time of year, Kate and I will offer a discussion on the goals of 2025. My goals for us and the board's goals for us and how we think we're doing. Dear ones, I am so proud of us. Every single week I've said that service is our prayer. As a community together, I know that we will continue to find new ways of doing justice and be of service to our world and act out in real time our UU liberation theology. Please make sure your cell phone is on silent, and let's move into our abbreviated worship. Joanna, would you please introduce our first speaker?
Good morning. Good morning. Yes, I'm just delighted to introduce a special guest today, a friend of Sam and mine, who is a fellow volunteer and grassroots organizer with MayDay. I first met Juniper back in June during a difficult time. You all may recall that there was a sweep at that time of some land that belonged to the University of Arkansas, very near Seven Hills and also New Beginnings. And some of the people who were living there on that land had been there for years, and so it was very difficult. And they were displaced just kind of all over, anywhere they could find, in the woods, etc., away from more centralized services. Juniper was and is remarkably patient and kind and deeply respectful of people that day, and I was impressed. And very gracious for Sam and I, too, because we kind of needed training about what we were to do that day. And Juniper didn't just offer support to provide supplies and to carry things for people, but was just very compassionate and treated people with a lot of dignity. We've stayed in touch and worked with community members, attending meetings, and Juniper even helped us with our no-buy stuff swap to transfer some of the things that were donated here at the UU to our unhoused neighbors, things that would be useful to them with the coming winter. And through it all, he has shown sensitivity and empathy and just real commitment to our community. So I'm honored to introduce him today so that he can share with us what MayDay does and how we can support their work. Juniper.
Hello. Hi, I'm Juniper. I work with MayDay. Basically on Mondays, we just make food for people at it's now Walker Park. A lot of people were displaced to Walker Park, which is just kind of a situation. A lot of people are getting citations there. They're trying to find ways to get people out of Walker Park as well. So a lot of people do live in the woods in South Fayetteville. So it's just really hard to get a hold of people, but we still have a lot of connections to people from what happened in the summertime. So there's still a lot of connections that we're working on, but basically the call to action right now is just to make sure that we have tarps, blankets, supplies, sleeping bags, jackets, gloves, anything like that that would be helpful for somebody during the wintertime. The city of Fayetteville is taking some action, but like just not enough. We tried to get a Safe Camp initiative passed in the summer, but it failed 5-4. So yeah, that sucked. And so we have been trying to just figure out what to do next, because the city doesn't really want to move forward with a Safe Camp. So there's no really centralized location to get a hold of people. And warming centers are only going to be open once the degrees reaches 20 degrees. So it's like still really, it's like still really dangerous for a lot of people to be out. So also something really helpful that could be is like propane and stuff like that. Some people have heaters that are usually propane supplied, so butane and propane can be really helpful. But yeah, basically on Mondays I get together with my friends and we use St. James Food Pantry, and they provide us with supplies to make dinner for everybody at the park. It's a really good time. If you guys would ever be interested in helping, like usually 3 to 7 p.m. on a Monday, we just make food either at Atlas or at Farmer's Table. And so Farmer's Table and Atlas just let us use their kitchen on Mondays because they're closed. We make all the food and we just sit out at the park and supply people with food and talk to them. Another really big part of it is just like talking to people, even with the people that that are really close to me and from me as well. Like there's just like this barrier to connection, I think, with like housed and unhoused people. So I just think that like trying to break down that barrier is a really important thing to do. So just like getting used to maybe being at the park at Walker Park and taking the time. Usually 6 to 6:30 p.m. on Mondays we go and we talk to folks and just hand out food and see how everybody's doing, what medical needs people have, how people's situations have changed to stay up to date with like what's going on. But yeah, it's just like a really good opportunity to meet people and figure out what the needs of your community is. So yeah, I would recommend. We also have a bunch of recommendations and resources that Joanna has made for us that will be really good for people to help with food pantries or at New Beginnings. New Beginnings has a garden, and they have they love when people just come there and like play board games with people. That's really important. So just like any little thing like that that could be connection, just depending on like what your comfortability level is, there's always something that you can help with.
And you'll share those resources downstairs.
Yeah, we have lots of handouts for those things. So yeah, thank you so much. Yeah.
So today, when we share the plate with MayDay, the resources will be used for those things that you were just talking about. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
So when we share the plate with MayDay, basically it's going to be whatever food is not provided from St. James. Sometimes we need to supplement things. But the main thing that it probably is going to be is like on-demand supplies that people can like talk to us about. And if they're like, I need a sleeping bag like really bad, then we're like, okay, we have MayDay funds, like we can go buy you a sleeping bag. So it's going to be like things like that. Yeah. Thanks.
Thank you, Juniper.
Okay, my gentle, angry people. Rise if you wish, as you are able, and let's sing about what a gentle, angry people we are. And go, we are a gentle, angry people, and we are singing, singing for our lives. We are a gentle, angry people, and we are singing, singing for our lives. We are just a seeking people, and we are singing, gentle, loving people, and we are singing for our lives.
Oh, that was beautiful. Seated. Brooke, would you please speak to us about New Beginnings?
Thank you, Renee. I'd be glad to. I have been negligent in talking about New Beginnings. I think Jean once said it's a UUFF secret. It's not a secret. It's just that I haven't really promoted it, so here I am today. Yes, I am going to encourage you to participate. So, for those of you who don't know much about New Beginnings, it's been around in terms of formation since about 2018, but probably only fully developed in the last about 3 or 4 years. And in about that period of time, as soon as they were able to say, we need volunteers to help us provide food some days for our shelter occupants, we stepped up, and we've been able to, on Saturdays once a month, provide a nice meal. Before I tell you about that, what that consists of, because I want to get you involved, let me tell you a little bit more about New Beginnings. They have 20 cabins, and they're just little tiny cabins, and it's very much a co-housing environment. There are beds, and there's a little shelf, and there's heat and air conditioning and electricity, but to get food, to bathe, to wash your clothes is all communal in one major building. So it encourages people to intermingle. What's really neat about this, I think, is that, and I won't say unlike some soup kitchens, for instance, or where you come and stay a night, their outreach is to carefully selected group of people, 20 people who at any time have long-term experiences with homelessness and want to change that in their lives. They have programs, they have social workers, they're mostly funded by donation, and they really work to make that turn around for people. So it's a very hopeful environment, and it's a wonderful place to go. You know, I just feel really greeted whenever I take our food there, our collective food. So I mentioned that they have 20 cabins, most of them single occupied. And in 2024, last year, they designated 4 of those cabins for a place for unhoused people to come and recover from stays in the hospital. That touches my heart. I have a medical background from many, many years ago, but it really touches my heart. And a lot of the care that's provided there, it provides people who are student nurses or resident students or this or that to actually come and help those people get well. And then about a year or two ago, the third prong is called Place to Live. They have people who have actually graduated from their program, and they are helping them live independently in our community for the first time, perhaps for some. So it's just wonderful. I could go on and on forever, but I'm not going to, because their executive director, Solomon Birchfield, will be coming to talk to us in more depth on March 1st. Yeah, we're excited about that. Okay, I think I've told you enough about it. So what do? Well, about once a month, I send out a note to anyone who's expressed interest in volunteering and say, here's the menu for this month, and it's usually a casserole, side dishes, desserts, maybe bread. Sign up if you're willing and able to. And on the designated Saturday at 4 o'clock, people bring their warm dishes. I gather them up and take them to New Beginnings and deliver them. They're always very gracious and thankful. I have always dreamed that we should do this more than once a month. Gosh, people, this isn't that big a commitment, really. Okay, it's only one item. You get to choose which item you want. So my goal for this year is to see if we can do it twice a month. And maybe, as Renee and I are talking, maybe have a cooking in the kitchen, not delivery, but producing the items there that'll be served later that day. So, but I'm not going to get into that yet. It's still information. So I really want to just step outside with my old clipboard and say, if you are interested in finding out more about this or interested in being one of the people that we tap, and it's not a commitment every month, it's really not. And if we have more people, great. It could be even less than that or more if you want it. I will be out there and look forward to seeing y'all. Thanks.
Thank you, Brooke. Dear ones, in our world, many voices are silenced. Many truths remain unspoken because the speaker fears rejection, judgment, or worse. Our financial offerings today help sustain this congregation as a place where all voices can be heard, where marginalized voices are centered, where truth can be spoken without fear, where vulnerability is met with compassion. We give in gratitude for this beloved community and with hope for a world where more voices can speak their truth. Dear ones, please give generously. Ushers, will you come forward with the offering? And today we're sharing the plate with MayDay. We will have a congregational meeting on the 14th of December. And don't forget your pledges are due. Please don't forget that your pledges are due. We have 2 solstice services on the 21st, one in the morning and one at night. We have a Christmas Eve service, but it's going to look a little different than it has in the past 10 years. And Leanda and I are really looking forward to seeing you there. And that's our announcement. And there are more announcements. Please read your email. Please read the whole email. Please read all of your email. And you'll get more announcements. You'll get more announcements. We didn't practice that.
No, that was totally planned.
Okay. Julia, will you extinguish our chalice?
Let us read together.
We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
And now we will dismiss to our activities, and you see all of the activities on the bottom here. Yeah. I'm excited about this.
It's okay. That song has never been better. I mean, yeah, the precedent has been set. Yeah.
Dirt beneath my nails, I go my way home from the forest. Just as crazy as before. But I am breathing, I'm laughing, taking one step at a time. Singing truth from door to door. And not the only one of many, unafraid to open eyes or heart or mind. We'll ride rootless on heavy medicine, and we do it all the time. We ride rootless on heavy medicine, disconnected from the ground. We ride windward across the wasteland, skin in danger, but our hearts are safe and sound. We speak the language of song and shadow. Ooh, we are tenders of the flame. We ride rootless on heavy medicine, and from day one we've never been the same. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Ooh, la, 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 la. We are healers, working retail, working graveyard without pay. We tell stories in our circle. We listen, we dance, or we just pray. We are working, we are tireless. Oh, we are keepers of the way. We ride rootless on heavy medicine. Yeah, and don't you know we walk it every day? Oh, we ride rootless on heavy medicine, disconnected from the ground. We ride rootless in dark places, unafraid that we might fall or die or drown. We are working, we are tireless. Oh, we are teachers of the way. We ride rootless on heavy medicine, and we live to kite another day, and we live to love another day, and we live to sing another day, and we live to play another day, and we live to dance another day, and we live to fight another day. You are here so the stories get told. Don't give up, ride out, be bold. Build the fire bright and strong. Speak your truth and sing your song. You are here so the stories get told. Goddess bless your weary soul. Raise your voice to call the cry. Storytellers never die. Goddess bless your weary heart. Tried and tested, torn apart. Holding hands around the flames. Heal and whole, we rise again. Goddess bless your weary soul. We are here so the stories get told, and we live to fight another day. Speaking of caring about y'all, I'm going to tune before I do some more. It's a very important song, the tuning song. Okay, so my beloveds, I just want you to know that these front rows of chairs are not going to protect you. So just come on. I'll even turn things down if it's too noisy up here for you. Just please, your comfort matters to me. Please just let me know what you need. And I suggested that I just unplug if there were only a couple of us, but David's still streaming me to Facebook, so I had to take that back because I don't want Facebook to be left out, especially if any of my people are watching, which they might be, and I think that's so cool that we are still streaming all these services.
So you're saying that whoever sits here won't be attacked?
Absolutely not. Just only love attacks, Annette. Only love attacks. I moved the music stand with the hymnal on it because I don't need that now, and I want you to be able to see me and feel me. Most of my concerts are this size, so this is very comfortable for me, and I hope for you also. So y'all, I am only one voice. I am only one songwriter. I am not out here to try to be one of the best, but I do put my effort where it matters. I am the distillation of all of the music that has ever come into my brain, everything that I've ever heard, everything I've ever been taught, everything that I've ever learned, but I am only one voice. And there are many, many other people out there singing truth to power. It is not just me, it will never be just me. And I recognize all of the fearless songwriters who have gone before, of all nations and all colors and all creeds. But I will not stand up here and not tell you that every morning I wake up the past few years or so and say, okay, what am I going to do to make Woody proud today? So pressure's on for all of us. To that end, this is a song called Roses in the Rocks, inspired by roses growing in a parking lot in Colorado Springs, in the freaking rocks. And I was like, well, okay, if they can pull it off, I'm gonna keep on blooming. I like to sing this one during the Pride times, because one of the lines in it of which I am most proud is, "We are the wild and rainbow roses whose colors will not run. If the roses in the rocks can bloom, then I better get to blooming too. Persist, resist, and bloom. Persist, resist, and bloom. If the roses in the rocks can bloom, then I better get to blooming too. If the roses in the rocks can bloom, so can I. Not like it's rocket science or even prickly pear marinade. You know what they say about life and lemons. Pour me some of that lemonade. Rich versus poor ain't nothing new. Artists and fools still speaking truth to power. Well, what about you? Yeah, what about you? See, I'm not afraid to fight for change. I am here to be the change we want to see. Springtime comes on back around. Blossom feeds the honeybees and sweet little seeds keep breaking free. If the roses in the rocks can bloom, then I better get to blooming too. Persist, resist, and bloom. Persist, resist, and bloom. If the roses in the rocks can bloom, then I better get to blooming too. If the roses in the rocks can bloom, so can I. So it's hard to kill a rose bush. Why would you want to try? We all share the water, the starry sky, the food supply. So roll your thorns, my people. We still got plenty of sun. We are the wild and rainbow roses whose colors will not run. Wild roses keep on growing, no matter who's in charge. Our truth has always been here. The future still is ours. Wild roses keep on climbing, no matter who's in charge. Our truth has always been here. The future still is ours. Wild roses keep on blooming, no matter who's in charge. Our truth has always been here. The future still is ours. Better get to blooming. Persist, resist, and bloom. Persist, resist, and bloom. If the roses in the rocks can bloom, then I better get to blooming too. If the roses in the rocks can bloom, so can I. Bloom, baby, bloom. Thank you. So there's a Reverend Renee anecdote that goes with that song, because she and I were in a songwriting challenge together in 2015. I cannot believe that was 10 years ago. It was the first time that I know. Don't think about it. I had never tried writing one song a week for a year. I didn't even know if I could. But by the time week 2 rolled around, I was like obsessively refreshing my email, waiting for the instructions for that week to come in, because I loved it so much. And that song was from that first year. And the reason that the first verse says, not like it's rocket science or even prickly pear marinade, is because prickly pear marinade is a challenge that Renee gave me to include in my lyrics that week. Because when Renee is the moderator for something, actually I think that was 2017, my bad, I'm gonna walk that back. I think that was the second year that we did it, because Renee was the moderator for quite a good chunk of it. And when you are tardy with your song, or you don't follow the instructions as written, then you get a naughty prompt for being naughty. And my naughty prompt was prickly pear marinade, and I was like, all right, let's go. So that's why that's in there. And I admit that I made a mistake, but I also found a way to use that phrase in a song. And we gotta show gratitude for ourselves sometimes, and for our strengths and our puckishness, if you will. So. This one came out of me right after George Floyd died, right after he was killed. Inspired by a group, Magical Working, to try to shift the whole paradigm just a little bit, led by our colleague and dear sweet friend, brilliant polymath artist, dancer, teacher, facilitator, Laura Tempest Zakroff. She is a straight up genius, and I would love for you to look up her work if you do not already have it in your life. But anyhow, she came up with this thing called the ninefold full moon spell for magical resistance. I think I may be getting that wrong. I'm so sorry. But in my case, the song fell out as part of that working. And that was when we didn't get to hang out together, because it was 2020. So we were all working this magic separately, where we were hunkered down behind our screens, and from screen to screen, connecting with each other the only way that we could. As someone once said, you can't stop the signal. So this is called Wild Times. And if it gets stuck in your head, good. You can go and listen to it again on the magical internet if you like. Stand between the wild and the familiar, wondering if they've always been the same. Tonight's is a moon worth drawing down. We are witches worthy of the name. Comes a gathering of signals from far and wide, little candles burning on both sides of our dirty screens tonight. All the old familiar rhymes are not gonna fit these wild, wild times. What's familiar's got to be run out on the rail. So let it begin right here, right now, right here, right now. Let it begin with me, oh, let it begin. Picking up the call to action, one's ready and is held back. Let's send out everything we got. Let the blue would pale before the black. Red, white, and had it up to here. Comes a gathering of signals from everywhere. Here comes that moon and the sky is clear. All the old familiar rhymes are not gonna fit these wild, wild times. What's familiar's got to be run out on the rail. All the old familiar rhymes are not gonna fit these wild, wild times. What's familiar's got to be run out on the rail. Darling, you are not the only one. Everything you need to feel, go ahead and feel it till it's done. And after, take some time to heal. This machine and I know the work continues over time. No vacation from the lies. All the old familiar rhymes do not suit our changing times. Damned if the revolution ain't televised and broadcast far and wide. Keep documenting all that's ours. Keep on speaking truth to power. Listen, learn, lift up, survive. 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 Thank you.
So you're going to tell us what lyric you were given that caused you to create that song?
Oh, it was all about that group, Magical Working, that was organized on social media. It was all inspired by that and just the feeling of finding ways to connect with each other and try to make something happen despite the fact that it was not safe to be together physically. And just the rage of watching everything go down in Minneapolis and everyone taking out their smartphones and filming to hold law enforcement accountable, which hadn't happened very often as far as I'm aware up to that point. And now that's just what we do. That's just what we do. And that's, so in the last chorus, keep documenting all that's ours, keep speaking truth to power. That was me directly thinking about everybody with their smartphones staring down armed people who needed to be held accountable.
Have you been there?
Yes. Not since, but yes.
Oh, interesting.
Yes.
I think there's sets.
Uh-huh.
And there are murals.
Good.
And a whole lot of stuff there.
Field trip.
Yeah.
You field trip.
And there's a cemetery with all the different markers of people who have been killed.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Well, this speaks to the same spirit of Black Lives Matter as gently as I possibly could put it in here, because it's also about making space for our little ones to just be kids. I was not a mama yet when I wrote this, so it hits different now. This is called Chalk on the Sidewalk, and y'all have a part that you can sing if you like. It comes around a lot. Well, I'm going to teach you, don't worry. It goes, try to paint a picture with your eyes wide open. I'm going to sing that a whole lot. Try to paint a picture with your eyes wide open. When in doubt, listen for Gingy. Tina's just a little girl, but she opened up a portal to another world in the chalk on the sidewalk. With the chalk on the sidewalk, even while drawing that very first line, she laid out the treasures of her beautiful mind with the chalk on the sidewalk. With the chalk on the sidewalk, flying fish in a coastal cove, a map to the pirate's treasure trove in the chalk on the sidewalk. In the chalk on the sidewalk, always encourage the mind of a child. Imagination is meant to run wild with the chalk on the sidewalk. With the chalk on the sidewalk, everybody sing. Try to paint a picture with your eyes wide open. Let's keep the magic on our side. Try to paint a picture with your eyes wide open. Let's make it safe to play outside for them. I see my friends and neighbors in the whole design, not templates for a police outline. In the chalk on the sidewalk, in the chalk on the sidewalk. See, I believe in their rights to stand up, to be heard and answered, to not end up in the chalk on the sidewalk. Just a body in the chalk on the sidewalk. Can't breathe in the chalk on the sidewalk. Down in Houston with the clock on the sidewalk. Come on. So that last line, down in Houston with a clock on the sidewalk, is about a middle school boy who got arrested because somebody had decided that the clock he built for school was a bomb because he was a brown kid. There is no other reason. Love thy neighbor still applies, regardless of creed. Compassion must rise, or else what will we be in our children's eyes but the very same monsters we claim to despise? Little kids ain't throwing shade when they show us the truth in the art that they made with the chalk on the sidewalk. With the chalk on the sidewalk. Tina's just a little girl, but give her some room and she can change the world. With the chalk on the sidewalk, it all starts with the chalk on the sidewalk. Everybody sing, try to paint a picture with your eyes wide open. Let's keep the magic on our side. Try to paint a picture with your eyes wide open. Let's make it safe to play outside for them. One more time. Try to paint a picture with your eyes wide open. Let's keep compassion on our side. Oh, try to paint a picture with your eyes wide open. Let's make it safe to play outside for them. Okay, keep it together, Sushi. Keep it together. Thanks, y'all. So with your permission, I'm going to tune to a different tuning here, and then I'm going to get hyper local for the time that I have left to share with y'all. Who remembers when they blew up the Broadway Bridge in Little Rock to build an allegedly more structurally sound version of the same exact bridge? That happened. It happened when Twitter was still Twitter, and you could go on there and make an account for anything. It took so long for this allegedly structurally unsound bridge to blow up that someone had made a Twitter account for the bridge before they had actually succeeded in the demolition. And it was kind of hilarious. And I was like, wow, there's a social justice message in this somewhere. And I was sitting at my friend Betsy Tinney's house out in the Seattle area in Redmond, Washington. I write a lot of songs at her house. There is something in the water. And I'm about to go see her again for the first time in a really long time. So I may have more new songs by the time I see y'all later on in December. But anyhow, yeah, so they strapped a tugboat onto this bridge. They tried explosives, and it just was like, is that all you got? Did not budge. And I was like, well, what does this say about us? What can I borrow in tribute to this bridge and the spirit that I hope is present in each of us when times are not so great? So I haven't released this yet, but the only other time that I've really played it live that wasn't on this guitar was on my electric hollow body 12-string. So maybe next time I'll bring that guitar and you can hear it. Her name is Bridget, by the way, because of this song. Will we remember the day the bridge refused to fall? She crossed the river and they almost didn't bring it down at all. After nearly a century of standing tall, it's gotta be hard to kneel. Ooh. It took tugboats and explosives before all was said and done. This time it was no landslide when progress finally won. So much for any claim that bridge was less than structurally sound. How does it make you feel? Ooh, ooh, can't blow it up, can't break it down. Where it stands between the worlds or just between two towns, there's a spirit in the stones that doesn't give up easy. Do we have what it takes to stand so strong? Ooh. Will we remember to walk the hard but loving way? Will we tell our children that we marched together that day? Gotta carry the message no matter what the textbooks say. After all the storms pass by, taking it step by step and hand in hand, we'll stop the traffic on our bridges all across this land. Gotta weather the changes as only a family can. Let's give it a try. Oh, can't blow it up, can't break it down. Where it stands between the worlds or just between two towns, there's a spirit in us all that doesn't give up easy. Do we have what it takes to stand so strong? Anticipations end of time keep coming. Revolution never come with a warning. Love is love is love, and it will not be shouted down. Let it resound, let it resound. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let it resound. Love is love, is love is love. Love is love, is love is love. Can't blow it up, can't break us down. I will give you my word, I will drive across town. There's a spirit in us all that doesn't give up easy. Do we have what it takes? Sing along. Love is love, is love is love. Love is love, is love is love. Love is love, is love is love. fall. Let it resound. Let it resound. Love is love. Love is love. Is 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 love is love. Yes. And it is 11:59. Yay. So if anybody would like an encore, you may have one, but we're about to be over time, and I don't want to keep you from your yummy, yummy lunch.
Thank you so much.
Well, thank you for hanging out with me. My goodness. I have stickers for everybody that wants one. Or, 5.